21st century, mankind has colonized the last unexplored region on Earth, the ocean. As captain of the SeaQuest and its crew, we are its guardians. For beneath the surface lies the future.
Hey everyone, we decided to get started on the SeaQuest Stinger. Started real quick, we gave it a nice wash, cleaned it all up, dried it, and now started with the two main fuselage halves, glued them together, and I used the old Testors gel cement. Again, the reason I used that is so it would fill the gaps along the seams and make it a little easier going down the road and when it came to filling them again, because it should bubble up and come through, which it has. You can see that here. So sanding it should bring it down smoothly, very little filler later. It did kind of have a gap where you could see through the seam, so I just used some Bondo spot putty here just to fill it in a little bit. Once this is nice and cured, I'm going to start sanding, and what I'm going to do is all these body panels here, you can see the you know, it's got the raised panel lines. Well, the Stinger was a smooth body craft, so all of this stuff is going to go. Just going to sand it all off along with the seam work and get this nice and smooth. And then we'll go from there. Okay. Actually, while this dries, what I figure I can probably do is get some primer onto the cockpit, because this is really going to be one of the most detailed pieces in it right here, and start working on that. Alright, be right back. Alright, so process is going forward on the SeaQuest Stinger. What it just got done doing is we sanded off all the panel lines on the whole fish. I got rid of them all, because if you've seen the show, there are none. It's smooth, sleek, smooth, cuts through the water. So that's what I wanted to do. So we got rid of that. Most of the seam work has been done. I have to do some touch up here. The top and everything has been done. So we're making progress on that, so that's good. The next step that I want to do are these dorsal fins. These go on the back, like so. Okay. At an angle. So we get an angle here for you. Like so, okay? One on each side. But two things about these. So you can zoom in and catch it here. Get the light just right. There you go. Panel lines. Okay, so we're going to get rid of those. But also, if you look right here, this is a light. It's supposed to be a light, kind of like a wing light on a aircraft. One's red, one's green. That's what these are. So I decided to give it a little bit more of point of interest. I'm going to cut these out, and using some sprue, glue it in place, and then when I sand it all down, we'll form that around and make that a light, and then we'll paint them appropriately when the time comes. So what we're going to do, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on a camera, but I'm going to find the light. Okay. Just using a razor saw. If you don't have one of these razor saws, I suggest you get one. This thing has been very handy, very, very handy. I know I'm doing it kind of backwards, but I want to do it in a way that you might be able to see it. You know what? I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay, so you can see here, we notched it out. Okay, right along the panel line, and we're looking good. So now what I'll do is I'll take my really fine, delicate modeling tool, this rasp file, and just touch it up a little bit. And what we're going to do, just bring it right along line with the panel lines, so you can still see them. Try to get as flat of a surface as I can. And then the back here, this piece here, is at a slight angle. So I'm just going to, square them off a little bit, make them nice and flat. And the idea is I want to make a nice mating surface, flat surface, for the sprue to go. Okay, so there we go. Now, put that aside, and we get our sprue. I just pulled this off a spare kit that I had, or a kit that I'm working on, and I did this one. Alright, hang on a second. Okay, so here's what I did. I took this round sprue, put it flat on my bench like so, then used my delicate modeling tool. I went and I made a flat edge. So now, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it's got a flat surface. Okay, the bottom rounded, which is fine, and then this angle here, I filed that to match the contour of the wing. So now, I take that here, we match it up, and it will fit right there. Sorry. Trying to work with these things and staying on the camera is kind of difficult sometimes. But that's what we're going for. Okay? So now we'll just cut this down a little bit. Alright, and I'm choosing to use this glue rather than the CA glue. Now I know the CA glue gives you a nice bond, but the problem is it gets brittle. If you're going to glue it, forget about it. This would be the stuff to use because it's got a nice strong bond. I'm going with this one because I'm hoping to get a better meld between the two parts, because after this dries real nice, we're going to be doing some filing and sanding, and it's going to take some real abuse before it gets to the contour of the wing. So I'm hoping that this glue will provide that durable bond. Not too much. Okay. Take this, put it in there like that. Try to line it up, square it up the best you can. Okay, so now if you look, you can see it overhangs the wing on that side and on that side, which is fine. And then you've got the long tail here, but we'll adjust that later. Right now, we're just going to put this aside and let that cure. Actually, it's got a nice, it's level right across here. It's right where it's supposed to be. So we got that one, going to set aside, dry. We've got the other one I did prior to this, okay, drying, and we'll let those sit overnight, and then we'll start the sculpting of those to make them to the contour of the wing. So we'll be right back.